What's going down, y'all? It's your boy Ray G here with my man Jay Rich to talk through some Dynasty trades. Yes, the offseason is upon us. The Kansas City Chiefs, the 2022 champions in the NFL, just took down the Philadelphia Eagles on Super Bowl Sunday, winning 38-35, which means football's over. It's NFL draft, it's rookie talk, and it's the point of the season, the point of the Dynasty season, where a lot of people are trying to cycle off players from their rosters, acquire new players. Roster construction is fully underway. And in our Discord community, the trade channel never sleeps. Probably the most active channel outside of the Heisman groups. Literally, Nathan, I don't know what he was doing up at 4:43, but he's reacting to trades at 4:43 in the morning yesterday. So this is what we're going to do moving forward. The trade show is back. We will be diving into all the trades that are happening inside our community. We'll be looking at ADP. Once Adeko gets his stuff up, we love Adeko's data, as well as looking at how the community values these guys. And I know y'all hate it, but KTC, Keep Trade Cup, be looking at where you all out there are valuing some of these players. So if you want your trade featured on the show, there it is down low. Patreon.com/allgas gives you that access. Jay, it's time to jump into these trades. You ready to roll, baby?
Yeah, man. Dynasty season is here. You said the NFL is over, but for us, the season is just getting started. So definitely excited to talk some more trades. A spicy one here off the jump, Ray. Justin Herbert traded for James Conner and Lamar Jackson. Now, for me, it's pretty simple. James Conner, RB32 on KTC, not much of a factor here. Do you want Justin Herbert, who is QB5, or Lamar Jackson, who is QB7? Now, it is important to point out they are separated by an entire tier. They have Trevor Lawrence in a tier of his own at tier 3. Justin Herbert is in tier 2. I'm taking the value of Justin Herbert. I love Lamar Jackson. His situation offensively, we'll see what it ends up being this offseason. I'm taking the team that I know is going to build around Justin Herbert over the long term. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, and some context. It's a 12-team Superflex tight end premium start 11. So, listen, James Conner's still going to be utilized heavily next season. Right now, Arizona, they don't have a head coach. They don't have a quarterback. Kyler Murray's hurt. There's no backup running back behind James Conner of consequence. But at this stage of his career, man, I'd rather have the quarterback that I feel a little more confident about their future. We know that the Chargers just got Kellen Moore. This should be good for Justin Herbert. This should be really good for Justin Herbert. You're getting about a 2-year discount with Justin Herbert. I'm still a big Lamar Jackson fan. But in a 12-team Superflex, this is not enough of the patented Scott Conner leverage trade for me to pivot off of Justin Herbert. I'd need a little better running back than James Conner. You give me... name a different running back. I may consider this deal, but it's got to be a little better than James Conner. So for me, give me Justin Herbert's side of this trade. I'm not going to say pretty easily, but that would be the side that I would rather have. Give me Justin Herbert over Lamar Jackson and James Conner. Nice way to package up Lamar and an aging asset that's probably got, I'm going to say like
half a season left.
Well, I'd say one good season left in James Conner, but give me Justin Herbert. All right, let's scroll up and see what else we have here, Jay. 12-team, full PPR, 2 quarterback, and you only have to start 10. The man of the show, this is a trade show staple right here, 7 GOAT rings, back up again, and what does he do? GOAT Rings acquires a pair of Jets and Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. Also gets quarterback Malik Willis, the 202 and the 402 for George Kittle, Dameon Pierce, Matt Corral, and Christian Watson. Jay, this is a big trade, and you've got good players in here. So Matt Corral and Malik Willis, they both kind of cancel out for me. So let's do that. Best player in the deal, and the format is start 10, so you need good ones, 2 QB. Best player in the deal.
It's easily Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. It's both of them.
Yeah, okay. Garrett
Pick
Wilson,
one,
Breece
whatever
Hall.
one you prefer.
Yeah, then it's probably George Kittle, Pierce, Watson. What side would you rather have? Wilson, Breece Hall, and let's just say at 202, that's Zach Charbonnet, that's Sean Tucker, that's Devon Achane. And the 402, which I think you can get you're not going to get a George Kittle caliber of tight end, but that could be Tucker Kraft if you wanted to backfill the tight end out of South Dakota State. It could be, Dalton Kincaid maybe in this format. What side of the trade would you rather have?
I definitely want those young Jets. I think having those two guys is a clear W. George Kittle, a guy that kind of seems to be a depreciating asset in Dynasty. I still like Dameon Pierce. I'm kind of on the maybe sell a little high on Christian Watson, but you would have to believe that Christian Watson is going to be a wide receiver 1 to even really consider this trade, in my opinion. Dameon Pierce, we think he could be good. Bring in the passing game coordinator from the 49ers that was announced over the weekend to Houston. D'Amico Ryan's running that team. Again, Matt Corral, Malik Willis, kind of a wash. And Kittle, nice to have, but not a player I necessarily need on my rosters. Give me Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall. Literally 13 and 16 in KTC ADP, and no one else is really even close to that. I think the next closest is probably Christian Watson, and he's got to be down in the 30s or 40s at least, behind some of the other first-round wide receivers out of the 2022 class. Yeah,
Breece Hall still valued by the community on KTC as Dynasty RB1 by a nice little gap. He's in tier 4, and Jonathan Taylor overall tier 5. But you get the top running back in Dynasty until Bijan Robinson gets drafted, and then Garrett Wilson being valued as wide receiver 6 right now in Dynasty on KTC. Yeah, give me. I would almost take Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall over the entire package below, but then you're giving me a dart throwing Malik Willis, the 202, and then the 402 on top of it, and all I had to give up really was Kittle, Pierce, and Watson. Sign me up, Jay. Great job by Goat Rings.
Imagine if they got Aaron Rodgers too.
Yeah. Whew. Man, and it's only start 10, Jay.
Yeah,
so
you need those studs.
I want good players. I just want studs in a start 10. All right, Jay. Okay, let's go. What do we have right here? Here goes one. Here goes a couple of deals right here. Let's talk about this old Deontay Johnson trade, though. Deontay Johnson for Isaiah Hodgins and Pat Freiermuth, Jay. What do you think about this one?
Do you want to assume it's a premium? Because I think it makes it a lot closer in a premium. But the thing with Johnson is he didn't score any touchdowns, right? But so people are kind of low on him right now. But I've told you for a long time I like Pat Freiermuth. I think he's gonna be a really good tight
end. It looks like it's 10 teams start 9. 10 team.
10 team.
10 team. Then I want Deontay.
If it's
Johnson.
a 10, you want Deontay, yeah, because you want to have the stud.
And you only have to start 9. And I don't know if he's even a stud, but I trust Deontay
150
Johnson.
Targets.
Yeah, I mean, I trust Deontay Johnson a hell of a lot more than Isaiah. If you're in start 9,
you need the best player in every trade. I don't
care about depth. I don't care about Isaiah Hodgins and Pat Freiermuth, man. I just give me the best player in the deal. It's Deontay Johnson. So this will actually be easy to go through. What about this one? J-Mo in the 107 or Tyreek Hill? Start 9.
Tyreek Hill, not close.
Tyreek Hill for me as well. Give me Tyreek Hill. 202 or Tyler Algier? Start 9.
I'd probably take Tyler Algier. I think he could start for Atlanta next season. That's the reason why. I think so. More context here. I think Ray and I both fully expect this 202 to be a Tyler Algier type of running back, but you don't know where he's going, right? Tyler Algier, you at least know he's on a run-heavy offense in Atlanta, and I think he probably continues that going into next season as well.
Well, and again, context. If it's the 202 in a 10-team league, essentially that'd be the 112 in a standard.
True.
So you're talking 112, man.
That's a little closer. A little closer for sure.
112 or Tyler Algier?
Oh, that's probably the 112.
That's how you got to look at that, man.
It's probably the 112, right? Like
probably
we're getting probably RB4 at worst, I'd say. Maybe not at worst, but RB4, 5 at absolute worst. That's a pretty good spot
with
for
some capital. With some capital. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about where do you want to go? Oh, here we go. 12 team, Superflex PPR, 6 point per passing touchdown. Jay Rich, we got old Justin Fields being acquired for Dakota Rain Dakota. I should know my quarterback's name. And DJ Moore. So again, 12 team, what is this? 12 team, Superflex PPR, 6 point per passing touchdown. You want now we talked about the leverage trade earlier with the quarterback, and we said that it wasn't enough of a leverage move. What was the deal with the quarterback that we were like, that wasn't enough?
Herbert and for Lamar and
is this
and,
enough
James
of a leverage trade, knowing DJ Moore is going to get an upgrade at quarterback, knowing that Dak is locked into the starter in Dallas, and they're probably going to improve that offense? Is that enough of a leverage trade to move off with Justin Fields, in your opinion?
I think it is, Ray. I think it is. I traded Dak for Justin Fields this season, ended up trading Fields. The only problem we talk about, value community sentiment here, it's not looking so good for Dak. He's been falling a lot. He's down in like the 30s right now in KTC ADP. DJ Moore is wide receiver 23, but like you said, I still think there's so much room for upside. He had one of his best seasons statistically, especially when it came to touchdowns with basically nothing at quarterback. I think bringing in Frank Wright is an upgrade for them. Again, 6 point per passing touchdown. That's not great for Justin Fields unless he makes big strides. Right. So I think that the downgrade at quarterback in perceived value, Dak's still a good quarterback. He can still produce, and I love DJ Moore's future.
I think it's Dak and DJ Moore. I would take the leverage side of that. Right now, Justin Fields valued as QB8 and Dak Prescott QB11. A little bit of a tier gap between those guys as far as perceived value on KTC. But 6 point per passing touchdown, I mean, what does Dak do? Dak's going to throw a lot of picks, but he's going to throw touchdowns as well. Yeah. And this is an offense that definitely needs to upgrade their wide receiver position. Potentially something on the offensive line, but Dak isn't going anywhere anytime soon. If you're telling me I can take Fields and turn him into Dak and DJ Moore, I am more than fine doing that in a 12-team Superflex 6 point per passing TD league. Good deal, D.O. Good deal, man. Got a little what the fuck in there by the old patrons. Let's see what this is. Let's see. Hiding names for my own safety and security. Well, let's pull it up, Jay Rich. Let's pull this up since they want to hide names. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Let's see what we got. Bijan Robinson was traded for the 104 and the 203.
This better be a Superflex league. It better be, because this trade is awful. It's awful. 101 for one, like no matter, right? Is there any circumstance where you would accept at your 101 for not 2 firsts? Even if someone's offering you 102 and 201? No. I don't care if someone's offering me 101, 102 and 201. There's no way. It has to be minimum 2 firsts if I'm even considering it. This is a bad trade. This happens. This is why you need to make these offers to these owners, because you just never know. You never know. And hopefully it's Superflex, because if it's not Superflex, we got a problem. A big one.
Even if it is Superflex, I'm not...
At least maybe there's hope with a quarterback.
Again, this is just the type of deal... Like, why are you doing this now? Like, why would you move the 101 for anything less than a God offer right now, Jay? Right? Like, when...
I would not do it.
If I had the 101... and my rookie draft was not until after the NFL draft, unless the offer is 102, 104, 2024 first rounder, and Damian, I'm not moving. It's got to be, I know it would have to be a ridiculous type offer to where I'm like, okay, well, I'd be a fool not to take this. You'd be a fool to take this. So whoever received the 104 and the 203, I'm assuming they're not in this Discord community, but patreon.com/allcast. We will save you from making these type of mistakes. This is a bad trade. I'm giving the sad trombone twice. No, thank you, man. Not doing this deal at all, Jay. And there's a bunch of laughing emojis. Bad. Yeah, that was not good. Wow.
No premium?
I don't
see a premium.
I don't see a premium either, Jay.
Wow.
Read it out for the people who may be listening and not watching. What do we have here?
A 2024 first round pick for Dalton Schultz. Ray, you are the resident Dallas Cowboy fan on this show. How do you feel about Dalton Schultz? And is there any world where you would hold on to him trade him away or trade your 24 first? No. Mr. Dalton Schultz.
No, absolutely not.
Even in a premium, I wouldn't do that.
I mean, I've probably been the biggest Dalton Schultz truther since before he became like a really good fantasy asset. I don't think Dallas is going to re-sign him. I think they're going to let him test the open market. They've got 2 young tight ends in Peyton Hendershot and Jake Ferguson that I think are more than capable of being pass catchers for that team. And you're telling me, even with a random 24 first, this could be Caleb, Drake May, Marvin Harrison Jr., Quinn Ewers, Raheem Rocket Sanders, Travion Henderson, Brock Bowers, Will Shipley, the Donovan Edwards. The list goes on. That's 9 right there, Jay. Without that, Malik Neighbors, there's 10.
Yep.
I got a shot at one of those guys for Dalton Schultz. Give me the 24th
Sign me up.
first. Yeah, good job, Will. That's a good trade.
There's a pretty good shot that's Brock Bowers, because Brock Bowers may not be a top 5 pick in rookie drafts, right? So you're saying somewhere in the middle, potentially? It could easily be just trading Dalton Schultz for Brock Bowers, which is insane.
Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Goat rings again, Jay. I'm interested on your thoughts on this one. We've got Goat rings acquiring the 102 for Saquon Barkley. And this is 12-team, full PPR, start 11.
Ooh, deep. Deep league. Man, early 23 first,
The 102.
right?
So anybody not named Bijan, pick your poison. Stroud, Young, Gibbs, Njigba, Quentin John, whoever you want at 102.
It's got to be the 102. Right now on KTC, the 102, or an early first, which this is definitely an early first, is 17 in the rankings. It's ahead of Amon-Ra St. Brown, ahead of Kenneth Walker, ahead of Kyler Murray, Lord have mercy, ahead of T. Higgins, ahead of Chris Olave. Saquon Barkley all the way down at RB6. Probably going to get re-signed by the Giants, but even still, love the talent. Probably not worth the 102. I'd rather take my pick at quarterback, take my number 1 quarterback off the board, or just hold it and trade it for more, right? You could always wait, and maybe you'll get more value. Maybe you can turn it into Garrett Wilson. You can turn it into a wide receiver who can ascend in value. Saquon Barkley probably not ascending a ton. I'd be willing to take the 102 here. Do you have any counterpoints to old Goat Rings trading Saquon Barkley for the 102?
I think this was savvy in the sense that I have little doubt that Saquon Barkley will outproduce whatever skill position player is selected at 102. Little doubt. I have little doubt that he would outproduce them for a couple of seasons. But the flexibility that that pick gives you, if you select the quarterback and you hit on the quarterback, it's way more valuable than Saquon Barkley, or just the ability to package that up and maybe get a lesser running back on top of something with the 102. I think you give yourself a couple of more outs with the 102 than you do with Saquon. Even though I believe Saquon is the best player in this deal. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
how I'm laying that down?
There's only so many owners that are going to trade for Saquon Barkley. I mean, he still has 2 seasons where he was marginally productive because he was hurt. He had his rookie season, he had this past season. So I think Saquon Barkley is a tough buy for a lot of owners, and no non-contender should be buying Saquon Barkley.
Oh my god!
Right? So that's the main reason why I think. What's up?
Oh boy, I just saw something. I don't even know what it is, but I see this emoji right here. And then I see what do you see right here? QB, KC.
Oh no.
Wide receiver,
oh no.
Minnesota. Oh boy. Let's see. What do we have here? Okay.
It's never enough, Ray. It's never enough.
I'm going to read this out. Bear with me. Wow. Okay, let's see the league's formats. Okay, it says it's pending. I don't know if this went through or not, but I'm the Mahomes side, 6 point per passing TD, tiered PPR. I'm ready to get roasted, but I don't think it's an overpay. And no one responded. So let's talk through Double D's trade right here. Double D. We've got Patrick Mahomes and Justin Jefferson being acquired. All right? 6 point passing TD, tiered PPR, super flex. Patrick Mahomes and Justin Jefferson were acquired for the 102, the 106, the 107, the 108, the 110, Russell Wilson, Rashad Bateman, and A.J. Dillon. One more time, Jay. Mahomes and Jets were acquired for the 102, the 106, the 107, the 108, the 110, Rashad Bateman, A.J. Dillon, and Russell Wilson. Talk to me, Jay.
This trade is a monster.
It's a monster.
And I think there's kind of 2 conversations to be had here. If I'm picking a side, I want Mahomes and Jefferson, right? I understand the picks, and I'm curious your thoughts on this. Do you think it's possible to do more with those picks? And, the assets they're not worth a ton, but they're worth a little bit. Do you think it's possible to do more? Because I don't think you could. That's why I think you want the players in this instance. The only problem with these trades is if it's a deep league, how much depth you're sacrificing and the talent that you'd be acquiring with those selections is the only reason why you don't see a lot of these trades happen. But if you're just talking about the value, it is Mahomes and Jefferson, and I don't even think it's that close for me. Ray, how do you feel about this trade? Because that's just kind of how I see it. It's not one that you see very often. But if you're trading away Mahomes and Jefferson, I'm assuming that's all you got, and I don't hate getting those picks, and I don't know how you would get more.
You got five of the top 10 picks. The top 10 picks. You got a quarterback. You got two younger upside players in A.J. Dillon and Rashad Bateman.
But the reality is you can't replace those guys. It's not happening.
Is there a world in which you can take Russell Wilson and your 102 and 110 and go get
a non-Mahomes, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Could you get Burrow? Could you get Fields? Could you take Russell Wilson 102, 110 and get Trevor Lawrence? Could you, or would it require Wilson, the 102, the 106, and the 110 for Lawrence? Okay, now you still have the 108 and 17. Could you take the 108 and A.J. Dillon and Rashad Bateman and go get Jalen Waddle and then still have maybe you could?
It's one of those things like you are never replacing these players.
No, they're still not better than Mahomes and Jefferson. Giving up 9 assets in any format is rough, man, because you are. I mean, what if
your depth is gone? Everything you've kind of built for roster construction out the window, right? Because we accumulate these picks to make a move like this, but maybe not all the picks, right? Like this is an F them picks, get the players, and I'm with the player value side, but I'm curious how this would play out for the owner that just traded away 5 first-round picks. I would rather move those picks into multiple assets than maybe just 2 assets. 2 assets feels like
But these are 2 of the best assets. These are not just 2 assets. They are QB1 and wide receiver 1 in Dynasty.
Yeah. That side is the answer. The question is can it actually work? And I don't know, but I'm very intrigued by this, how it would play out over the long term.
I'd love to see what this team does next season. I'd love to see the rest of this roster.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, this is how I build my teams, man. I'm stars and scrubs through and through. So I love the move. It's bold. But I would be curious how it plays out from a construction standpoint.
Let me just ask you, if you had Mahomes and I sent you Russell Wilson, 102, 106, and 108, would you give me Mahomes?
I don't think I could, man. I don't think I could. Just because the problem with trading Mahomes is you're never replacing him. It's not possible. Right? So depth is great, but Mahomes is better. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know.
Moral of the show.
I get you. Moral of the show. All right, here's one. Let's talk a little Brock Purdy today. Let's talk a little Brock Purdy. Well, we got a couple of trades. Let's see what the settings are on this one, Jay. There's no kind of
no settings.
Well, Tater Wolf, what did he? No settings. So let's go Superflex PPR. Brock Purdy or Wan'Dale Robinson in the last pick and the damn near last pick in the rookie draft. Wan'Dale or Purdy?
I'm taking Purdy.
Yeah, like
Purdy easy.
Yeah.
We play Superflex leagues. If it's one QB, why the hell do you even really want Brock Purdy? But yeah. Brock Purdy over Wan'Dale. Even though I like Wan'Dale for next year. Assuming he comes back healthy, should be pretty good.
12-team Superflex PPR start 10. Saquon Barkley, Justin Herbert in the 4-10, or Tua, J.K. Dobbins, a 24 first, a 25 first, and a 25 second.
Barkley and Herbert, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
I understand we talk about accumulating 24 first, 25 first.
I don't 20.
See ya.
I don't care about those right
no
now.
problem. You want my 25 first? Take it, right? You're getting the best player in Justin Herbert, and you're getting kind of the second best player.
The second best player in Saquon Barkley.
Tua, availability, we'll see. Right? Don't mind moving some Tua this offseason if I got some. I mean, I don't have any, so that's great. But yeah, 24 first, 25 first, like 24 first, not paying a ton for them, 25 first, take them. Take them off my roster, man. Give me Barkley and Herbert, no questions asked.
I'm with you on that one, Jay. All right. We got one of our Heisman tier members here. All right. Joe Burrow and Treylon Burks. Or Josh Allen, Sky Moore, and a pair of thirds. 1 in 23, 1 in 24. Would you rather Allen and Moore and a pair of thirds? or Joe Burrow and Treylon Burks?
This is really tough. So,
This
Ray,
is
for me, the
tough.
tiebreaker is, do you believe in Burks or do you believe in Sky Moore? Because I think Burrow and Allen, clear edge to Allen. Allen's in tier 2 for me. I would put Burrow in like kind of a tier 3 or 2.5, tier 3. So slight advantage there for Allen. Burks versus Moore, though. Do I believe the Titans will pass the ball? Is really the question. Do I want the guy who will be the number one in his offense or playing with the best quarterback in football? I think I would slightly lean Burrow and Burks. The thirds, again, they're nice dart throws. I think the difference for me is I believe in the talent of Burks over Sky Moore, but if you want to take Sky Moore, I couldn't blame you. I think it's kind of a lateral move, but I'm going to lean on Burrow, who I love, and Treylon Burks, who I think is the better talent than Sky Moore.
I'm with you. And on KTC, they're not separated by much, Jay. The value of Josh Allen, 9,985, and Joe Burrow, 9,317. They are a tier apart. Yeah, it's Burks versus Moore, in my opinion, and I think I have a little more faith in Treylon moving forward. And it's 6 point per passing touchdown, which definitely helps Joe Burrow out a ton because he's not going to do what Allen does on the ground. This feels like get your guy kind of deal. You talked about lateral trades. This feels like get your guy. I don't know if I'm like, I need to go sell Josh Allen for Joe Burrow. You know what I'm saying? It just feels like he wanted his guy. I just probably, honestly, a deal that I just wouldn't make. If I were to do anything, I would have tried to package up Sky Moore in the thirds and just gotten Treylon Burks and kept my Josh Allen.
Yeah, Sky Moore is wide receiver 52 on KTC right now versus Treylon Burks, who's in the top 30. I think he's right around the DJ Moore range. It's tougher to find some of these guys. Yeah, he's right below, right with George Pickens, so wide receiver 25 for wide receiver 52. So I think that's a pretty solid upgrade. And I think, if Burks does pop, his value will certainly go up.
All right, let's go 2 more trades before we get out of here. 14-team Superflex. I like these 14-team Superflexes. We've got Drake London, a 24 first, the 109 in 23, and the 202 in 23 being acquired for Jamar Chase. Jay, I like the package here. I mean,
Ray, in a 14-team league,
bro,
I get wanting Jamar Chase, but man, that's a lot of assets that you probably need. Jamar Chase, 8,351 in value, 6th player, but I mean, Drake London's not too far behind. And I think he's going to have a great season. Wide receiver 13. He's basically a wide receiver 1 right now. And you get basically, that 202 though, that's not so. That's 16.
It's still 16. You're still getting a top 16 player, man. I mean, this is the Scott Connor leverage deal. I mean, give me London, who's a clear down tier from Jamar Chase, but for my troubles, right? For my down tier, I get the 109, the 202, and a 24 first-round pick in a 14-team Superflex.
Yeah, it's the 14 team. You just getting all those assets is so valuable. So I hate 14 team.
This is I love this trade. I mean, I love Jamar Chase, but giving me 3
borderline top 12 receiver.
I mean, this is I love this deal for the Drake London side. Even though Jamar Chase is the best player in the deal, the leverage, I get a wide receiver back in London who is still valued quite high by the community. I get a top 10 pick this year. I get another top 16 pick, and then I get a top 14 pick in 24. I love that. And what those picks allow you to do is you don't have to make the draft selection. You can use those picks in conjunction with another player to maybe tier up and grab your quarterback, grab a different position. Just gives you more outs than just single-handedly having Jamar Chase. So in a 14-team league, I'm not really inclined in doing 4-for-1 deals. I just don't really. That's not.
Imagine just taking that 202 and 109 and going and trading for like Stephon Diggs. And then you would instantly rather, like if someone's saying, I'll give you Stephon Diggs and Drake London for Jamar Chase and a 24 first.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're taking the package.
Love that deal. All right, the last one that I saw, let's do a little Jalen Hurts. Let's talk a little quarterback. So 12 teams, Superflex PPR, start 11. So pretty big roster size. You could have Deshaun Watson, Rashad Bateman, 101.
101.
and a 24-second or Jalen Hurts and Chris Olave. Oh boy. I thought
this is a monster.
I missed the 101 when I looked at it. When I screened it initially, I missed the 101. So I'm just now seeing that. So
dude. So it's
hold on. What is it? Wait, what is this? This is 12-team Superflex PPR.
This is so tough. This is so tough.
You want Hurts and Olave, don't you? Like you want those two. Yeah, you. But then
I want Hurts and Olave, but Watson and do you know what, Ray? Here's the tiebreaker for me.
Talk to me.
As much as I love Bijan Robinson, I don't know if I could pass up on Jalen Hurts and Chris Olave. I think I know exactly what those two players are. Jalen Hurts, we talked about on our show, QB2 or QB3. No questions asked.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson, he was ass. He was like QB 25 when he started. Could be a lot better. Expect him to be better.
They didn't play, but yeah.
Rashad Bateman, what's he going to be? Coming off injury again. And Bijan Robinson, we don't know where he's going to play either. So if you trade the pick or you move the pick, then you may get some value back. But if I'm betting on something, I'm betting on what I know in Jalen Hurts and what I believe is a very talented receiver in Chris Olave, wide receiver 9 right now on KTC, 22 overall, valued right with T. Higgins, should be the wide receiver 1 for the Saints, regardless of who's been their quarterback. He still had 1,000 yards this season and was very, very good, and probably even a little bit underrated in some ways, a little bit overrated in terms of dynasty value. But I think the certainty of Hurts and Olave is probably worth it compared to betting on what could be with Watson, what could be with Bateman. But you do get Bijan Robinson, which is a huge get because he's going to be a top 10 dynasty selection by the time he gets drafted.
Bijan Robinson or Chris Olave in a vacuum, which would you rather have?
I think you want Bijan Robinson.
Okay, so do I. So let's just look at that part of the deal. So you would have to add on to Olave to get that 101. But if I just told you in a vacuum, Watson, Bateman are a 24-second and a 24-second or Jalen Hurts, you would take Hurts, right?
It's not even close. It's not. So, if you offered me that for Hurts, I would laugh at you.
So is the part that makes it not close enough to add on to Olave to move that? I feel like,
and I think no.
This is one where maybe it looks like Stales paid a little bit to get Hurts.
Do you want to do a little? Do you want to do a little? Would you rather, real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's see where. So we'll start with Lamar Jackson or Bijan Robinson. We'll just go down ADP. He's 9.
Superflex Lamar Jackson.
CeeDee Lamb or Bijan Robinson. He's 10.
CeeDee.
Okay, now Justin Fields or Bijan Robinson. Oh, we're thinking. Okay. The next one, he'll be the next one for sure. He'll take Bijan. So if we want to make a team break there,
go.
So you got AJ Brown. You're going to take AJ Brown, and then after it's Breece Hall. I'm assuming. So would you take Breece Hall, who you know is on the Jets? He's been phenomenal.
I'll take Bijan. I'll take Bijan over Breece.
So that's at 13, right? Early first is valued at 17. We have Bijan valued right around 13. Okay, Jalen Hurts is 5 overall. We have Bijan at 13, and then you got Olave down at 22. Okay. Watson is way down there. He's down at 31. He's QB 10, but he's ascending a little bit. And Bateman, I mean, I gotta go 3 pages to find Bateman. So again, the number 5 overall player, number 22 overall player, for the number 13 overall player and the 33rd overall player, I think you're taking 5 and 22. I get, you get a little bit extra with the 24-second and Bateman. I think it's pretty clearly Hurts and Olave. And I think, like I said, the security of those assets, I think, is just there for you. And there's no reason to gamble on Watson, Bateman, and whatever. Because we've talked about it. Bijan may get drafted to a place that is great for the team, but not so much for the workload in fantasy.
That's a good deal. I like Hurts and Olave. I mean,
that's a savvy way to move the 101.
It really is. I think this is a good deal. I'd be very curious as to what the people think about this one, but I like this trade a lot for the Hurts, and it's start 11.
Yeah. I'd love to see people who disagree, right? And kind of their thoughts, because I think we laid out why we like it and the case behind it. And part of it is just the security of Hurts. It really is.
I agree. All right, Jay. Well, there it is. There's the first post-Super Bowl Destination Devy trade show. All the trades in here come from our Patreon. You see right there, right underneath us, patreon.com/allgas. And I mean, it's all literally all day, every day. So if you want to be a part of the community where this is by far the most active channel outside of our Heisman group, Jay, it's all day, every day. So if you want access, what's it, $7 a month? Like literally,
yeah,
that's
all conference tier and higher get access to
all
it.
conference tier, and you get rankings, and you get an analytical database, and you get a whole bunch of other shit. You could pay for the year and get a discount. Like, it's more than worth it. So if you want to be a part of it, link is below. But Jay, we'll be doing these every week, so it's good to get back in the saddle with you. Good stuff, and we'll see y'all soon. Make sure you subscribe to the newsletter, check out the podcast feed, hit a thumbs up button, like, and most importantly, comment for the algo. But for Ray, for Jay, for the entire Destination Devy team, 201 and George Kittle, we're out of this thing. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.